Hello, my name is Josh Reisner. Today, I will be teaching you guys how to make a golden Assari Chintan stock for ramen. Most stocks that you'll make at home, you just throw everything in a pot, but this is not like that. All these ingredients here, they're getting a lot of love. They're getting properly placed and not just thrown in. It is a long process, but at the end of 6 to 8 hours, you will find this amazingly golden stock that lights up your kitchen. Make sure to like and subscribe so you can see me make 2 more ramen. I'm going to say it straight out. This is not a traditional ramen. None of these bowls are traditional. This is just what I've learned and what I do at home. It's all about balance and layering flavors. We do have a lot more ingredients than there usually are when you're making a broth, so you want to make sure that each one gets its love and each one gets its time with you. Because at the end of the day, if you are spending a little bit more and going to the grocery store and filling your cart up with all this stuff, you want to taste each ingredient. We are going to start with whole chickens. The carcass we kind of just treat very nicely. We got to pre-boil it to make sure that all the scum and stuff comes off, and then layer it in there. These add so much gelatin. The chicken itself is for the flavor, but these are for the gelatin, so when you go into that first spoon, you get like this unctuous, beautiful broth. So there are so many different ways that you can cut scallions. I like keeping the scallion butts for the broth. You want to just make sure all these are clean. So there are lines going this way, and you kind of want to follow those if you want a less pungent cut. Otherwise, if you would like something a bit more oniony, then you would want to cut it kind of this way. We cut these perpendicular to the lines that are given to you on the allium, and this will produce the most oniony flavor possible. The smaller you get, the more pungent it is. And we are going to go into cold water with all of these. So inspired by some Scandinavian cooking that I learned, we are going to make some charred leeks. You want the entire thing to be this color, and then you could put it in an airtight container, and then it will steam all the way through, and the entire leek will get that smokiness, and then we just take the outer layers that are burnt off. I guess you could say burnt, but charred sounds nicer. So here we have our chicken feet. Just want to make sure that you kind of remove the nails into this designated nail jar that I got here. And you just want to cut with some baby scissors. And also remember to remove any blisters. So sometimes you'll see stuff like this, and you just want to take that off. Yummy. So we have a whole chicken here. The wings and stuff we will actually leave on the carcass, and all of those little pieces of cartilage will kind of dissolve into the broth. And then the fat we will leave on the thighs for the adobo because it gets nice and gelatinous. Just to like separate it a little bit, I like to cut it and then kind of tear it off. And yeah, this is a very abnormal way to break down the chicken, I know, but it's just easy to see. So we have our back, we have the carcass itself, 2 wings. This is what we are using in the broth. But we want to make sure that we get all the guts out of here, because when you cook that in the broth, it'll get really bitter. No matter where you get it, you just want to make sure that the chicken is totally clean and that there is no extra scum on it. So we are going to pre-boil it for a very, very short time, probably like less than a minute. So you just want to make sure that you clean it in this hot water. By the time you're done with it, it should be a light gray. See how it's not cooked, and see how the fat has changed a little bit? Perfect. Now we're also going to give our chicken feet a light dip in this cleaning solution. Not actual cleaning solution, it's just water. I'm being a little extra. But this is gonna go in for about a minute. This is after our first boil, and this is before. So it should look like this. We are going to start by taking our chicken carcasses, and we were going to line up the carcasses very nice at the bottom of the pot. And then we're going to lay our feet around the chicken, but everything will cook very evenly and nicely. We also have half an onion. Then cover it with water. You want to make sure that this never boils. As soon as it starts boiling, then it'll get cloudy and the fat will start emulsifying into the soup. 4 hours in, this cabbage, we are not going to cut it in half. We are only going to break it at the bottom. And then the cabbage will split up for us. So a very natural break of the cabbage, and then we're gonna just use 1/4 of it. Cabbage gives a very, very nice, clean flavor, also sweet. We also have dried shiitake mushrooms. So these are another way to extract as much umami as possible. We have some katsuobushi here. It's this beautiful process where fish is smoked and then dried and then shaved, and it just gives this flavor that is unlike any other flavor. So here we have rock sugar. I haven't seen a lot of people use this in Chintan, but this is kind of inspired by my love for pho. And then we have some Parmesan rinds, which are an amazing way to extract as much umami as possible out of this broth. Ginger is very, very, very powerful and also depends on how you cut it. And we're just going to add a tiny, tiny bit for all of the broth that we are making. And then burnt leek peel. We're gonna let this steep for 2 to 4 more hours, depending on the color. And yeah, it already smells amazing. And it is ready. That beautiful golden broth. Whew. Golden Assari Chintan stock is something you've gotta make at home. Let me know how you make this in the comments below. Hope you enjoy.